Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm going to show you how to achieve this look. Stay tuned. I'm going to start off with the BB Cream by Black Radiance in chocolate. We're going to place it all over your face. It is a moisturizer and it does have an SPF, and the color I'm using is called Chocolate. So you're going to take your time and cover all areas of your face. Make sure that you get a color that matches your skin perfectly. Compare it with your jawline. Next, I'm about to use the concealer, and it's by MAC, and it is the Pro Longwear Concealer. And I'm going to be placing it under my eyes, around my lips, around the corner of my lips, and near my nose. And I'm doing that because I want to kind of even out those darker areas, such as, dark circles under your eyes, near the corner of your nose, and around your lips. So I'm going to blend that in. As I'm blending, what I'm doing is I'm blending outward because you want it to fade nicely. And the color I used is NW45. Next up, I'm using MAC's Studio Fix to set my makeup. So I'm going to place it all over. This goes over the foundation and concealer and make sure it lasts. Also gives it a nice matte finish. This is a nice little trick that I use. It is only eyeshadow, and it's by Wet n Wild in the color Brulee. I like to set it over my brows before I begin creating my eyebrow. I use it as a base. The pencil I'm using is a brown eyeliner pencil, actually by NYX, and it's in the color brown, and it's a mechanical pencil. I like using them because it gives us a consistent line, and I can keep it nice and clean and neat. And I use an angled brush to keep the brows in the shape that I want, and I fill them in. And that's what you see me doing there. Now I'm setting my brows with a product called Tattoo Studio, and it's a dark brown brow gel, and it's by Maybelline. And it sets and holds my brows really nicely. It doesn't come with this brush. I just use my angled brush to keep the lines nice and neat, because it comes with a little fluffy thing at the end. It doesn't work as well as a brush, so I use an angled brush to move the gel around. And here I'm just using the tip of a spoolie just to kind of make the brows a little bit neat and look a bit more groomed, as if I had hair. I don't have much hair on my brows, so that's what I use to create the illusion of hair. And then I use a bit of concealer under it, and the concealer I'm using is by L'Oreal, and it's the True Match concealer. It's like a big pencil, and as you can see, I just pretty much am using what I have left, and I just use it as a highlighter under the brows. So I just use the brush under there, and then I eventually I smooth it out with my fingers because I love using my hands. So this is what you see me doing here. And you don't want to leave a harsh line under your brows. You want to try it to blend as much as possible. You want to blend out. And later on, you'll see me using a bit of powder and a sponge to kind of reduce the severity of the lines that are created by the concealer. And here it is. Looks like a little egg, and it's just a little round sponge that you can buy. It's a little makeup sponge, and it has like a little bit of a tip to the end, and it helps me to get to be a little bit more precise when cleaning up around the brows. And the eyeshadow palette I'm using is called the Saharan, and it's by Juvia's Place. And the first color I'm using is called Fula, Fula, in the palette. So I'm covering my entire lid with that color. It's kind of like a pink hue to it because I'm wearing like a rosy kind of pink dress. So I kind of wanted to complement it. So I'm just taking my time. And you don't want to use a lot of pressure on your brows as you apply your eyeshadow. This eyeshadow palette is pretty heavily pigmented, so you don't have to use a whole lot. As you can see, it really is pretty true to what you see when you pull out the palette. Okay, so next up is another palette that I'm using by Juvia's Place, and it's called the Deuce, and the color is called Cream. And Cream is like a shimmery kind of pink color. I'm using it from the tear ducts, and I am spreading it out more towards the middle of the eyelid. But as I am spreading it out, I don't want it there to be a harsh line, so I want it to kind of blend into the other color. So you just kind of move the color around. You can control it with your finger. Next up, I am using another palette by Juvia's Place, and it's called the Nubian. And the color that I chose is called Jezebel. And I'm going to be using that around the outer corner of my brows as I move my cat out of the way. Okay, so you'll see where I begin to place that color right at the corner on the outside. So now this is like your third color. So this is deepening that pink and kind of, it deepens your eyes and kind of gives you, it kind of pulls the colors together nicely. And that's the last of the eyeshadow that I'll be using. You want to clean up and make sure the eyeshadow doesn't fall beyond where it's supposed to be, beyond the eyelid. The eyeliner I'm using is by Black Radiance and in the color black, and it is a liquid liner that I love to use. I use the one with the brush, but they do have the same type of liquid liner in a felt tip. So if you're not too comfortable using a brush, you can start out using look for the ones that have the felt tip. And I love creating a nice wing because it adds a little bit of drama. So what you do is you go a little bit beyond the corner of where your eye ends, and it adds a nice drama to it. When you look down, you'll see how pretty those eyeshadows look. The mascara I'm using is just the Voluminous Original, and it's by L'Oreal, and it's in black. That's a nude lip color I happened to find at the beauty supply store, and it was some years ago. It's been so long ago, I don't even have the top to cover it anymore, but I love using that color for a nice nude lip, and you can find it. It dries like a matte. The other color that I'm using, that I'll be using a bit later, is also from the beauty supply store. And the pencil that I'm using is just an inexpensive brown mechanical pencil that you can find at the drugstore. Very inexpensive. I think I paid like $2 for it. And it's like a light brown color. So I use that to line my lips. And that's that brighter pink color that I found from the beauty supply store. And I use that in the middle because I felt like I needed a little bit more of a punch of color a little bit, to make the lips a bit brighter. Next up is what I'm using as a highlighter, and it's by MAC, and it's called Mineralized Skinfinish, and the color is called Cheeky Bronze, and it's pretty soft. I like to put it highlight my cheekbones with it, so it really kind of makes you look sun-kissed, and it has like a little bit of a pinkish hue to it. So as you can see, I'm getting all around in that area there. Later on, I'm going to go back underneath where I place my bronzer on my cheeks with my cheek color, a little bit of blush. So I'm going around the tip of my nose and up the bridge of my nose a little bit with the bronzer, and then I'll hit my chin. And again, you want to make sure you blend. That's why I keep going over it. You want to make sure these colors blend in very nicely. You don't want any streakiness. And you want it to look natural. Again, you don't want, the highlighter to stand off and to look too severe. And the cheek color that I'm using is by Black Radiance, and it's part of their Artisan collection, and that color is called Warm Berry. And if you put too much on, you can blend it in, and you can lift some of it. As you can see here, I put a bit of it on, so I'm going to go back a little bit later and lift some of it with a tissue to my satisfaction, because I want it to be soft. You want the makeup to look nice and natural. We're putting in a lot of work, but we still want it to look like it was effortless. And there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your support. Any comments, leave them in the comment section. I'll also list all of the stuff that I used in this video.